Madhyamaka. Now, let me go once again to the name Madhyamaka and some of the basic features of the system. Why are they called Madhyamaka? Because they follow the Mula Madhyamaka Karika, the fundamental Mula stanzas, Karika, of a middle way, Madhyamaka. So this text by Arya Nagarjuna, so both Asanga and Nagarjuna are considered to be Aryas prophesied by the Buddha. So both of them are considered to be bodhisattvas on the bhumis, who had the direct realization of emptiness. Now those who follow the tradition of Nagarjuna, they analyze everything in terms of one or many and show that nothing can resist analysis, whether it is outer or whether it is the mind. So what they say is that they can apply that type of analysis not just to the outer objects, but to the mind itself. So for example, whether this moment of mind is identical to its previous cause or is different from its previous cause. And either way, it can be shown that the causal relationship is not possible. Also, is the mind identical with its configurations or different? Does the mind have extension, etc.? Through these and other reasonings, they show that the mind itself doesn't resist analysis, and therefore everything is empty. But there is one important qualification which I should add in a minute. Now, first I want to go back to the verse, to the last part of the verse. This is the explanation of the Madhyamaka view. Kecid rūpa-nirūpaṇa-asahatayā tasyāḥ svavitter. So some people, namely the Madhyamaka, understand selflessness in terms of rūpa-nirūpaṇa-asahatayā. So what this means is the asahata, the non-enduring of nirūpaṇa, and here nirūpaṇa means analysis, observation of rūpa, which here has the same sense as svabhava, so nature, own existence. So tasyāḥ svavittehi api. So of that svavitti, that self-awareness, that prakāśya, that luminosity, that self-awareness also cannot resist analysis. This is the idea of this part of the verse. So we can understand the difference between Yoga Ācārya and Madhyamaka in this way. One way to understand it is that for the Yoga Ācārya, the main problem is our idea, our imagination that there is something to be grasped and something that grasps, something to be perceived and the perceiver. That's the main problem. When we do away with that, what remains is a mind empty of those two, which is pure luminosity, and that mind is in harmony with its own nature. And it does exist, it's momentary, it does exist, it's empty of those two, but it is really existent. Now for the Madhyamaka, and this is the special feature of the Madhyamaka, the existence and non-existence are themselves concepts, they are the root of the problem, and therefore we should first remove our grasping at existence by doing this kind of analysis of one or many for any kind of entity that comes to our attention, whether it belongs to Rupa or to Nama, and then by showing that there is no existence, non-existence also should not become a possible object of grasping, because non-existence is like the shadow of existence. Once we have removed that, we should not have that. So it's not that they are posite in non-existence, it's that they are not posite in existence. And therefore, both existence and non-existence, or their combination, or the negation of both, all of this just collapses. Any type of conceptual proliferation that we might have about entities collapses through that. This is why some in the Madhyamaka tradition say that all kinds of concepts that we might have as their root existence and non-existence. Once we have done away with that, we will be completely free of conceptual proliferation. So this is why, in this case for the Madhyamaka, even the idea of momentary self-awareness, momentarily dependently arisen self-awareness, actually is just an idea. And it is still affected by concepts of existence and or non-existence. So this is in a brief explanation, somewhat brief explanation of this verse. I should add something about this verse. Jñānaśrīmitra is here following the Madhyamaka steps, so that the Madhyamaka view itself appears as the last one, suggesting that it is the highest. And this is not because he really agrees with it, because actually his view would be the Yogacara view, this one. But he's talking to an opponent. So he's telling to an opponent that if you believe that analysis is really what is going to decide whether things exist or not, then the Madhyamakas are right, and this is the result we get. Jñānaśrīmitra himself believes that self-awareness precludes any further analysis. It's stronger than any type of further analysis. It proves itself so strongly that it cannot be touched by analysis. So this is a verse which is somewhat presented by somewhat provisionally accepted Madhyamaka categorization of views. But it's a very beautiful, I think, and unique verse which summarizes the whole of Buddhist philosophy from the perspective of this classification, which is very popular in the Indian and Tibetan tradition especially. And it's unique as far as I know, because I don't know of anybody else who does that in a single verse. And so I feel it's always nice to reread this verse and have a kind of mental revision of the entirety of Buddhist philosophy. So now I'm going to read this once more. Nairātmyaṃ vidur īśvara-ādi-virahān nityasya caivātmano vācyasyāpi kecana jaḍa-prākāśyayogasya ca bāhyasyāṇutanor vyapagamād anye punaḥ svapnavat kecid rūpa-nirūpaṇa-asahatayā tasyāḥ svavitter